In the previous module, we revisited the definition of valuation, the present value of all future cash flows, and we looked at the key differences between debt and equity securities. Before we talk about debt securities, we need to understand some of the terminology used to describe the features of debt securities. The general term for any debt security is a bond. The dictionary defines the word bond as something that binds a person to a certain line of behavior. Therefore, the word bond literally means a promise to do something. In the context of debt securities, a bond is the general term for any instrument used by a firm or government to borrow money. The reason it is called a bond is because it represents a promise to repay interest and/or the face value of the bond. In practice, however, the term bond is usually used in reference to long-term debt securities. Short-term debt securities usually have other specific names. So how long is long-term? We define short-term to mean a security with 1 year or less to maturity, and long-term to mean a security with more than 1 year to maturity. Before we use information about debt securities to value them, we need to be familiar with some of the terminology used to describe their features. I've already used some of these terms: face value, maturity date, yield, term to maturity, and price. The face value is the amount that must be repaid to the lender or the investor. In most cases, it is the amount that was originally borrowed. It is also sometimes called the par value. The maturity date is the date by which the face value must be repaid. The term to maturity is therefore the length of time between now and the maturity date. Note that the maturity date never changes, but the term to maturity changes every day. The price is generally the value of the debt security. Sometimes these are not necessarily equal. Sometimes you can buy something for more or less than what it is truly worth. But for the sake of simplicity, in this topic, we are going to assume that price equals value.